creep right there.
Why? Oh,
I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness.
yeah, of course I have a maid outfit. You're a streamer. Where's yours?
I have a robe.
You were.
I have like a little monk robe.
Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto. Hits go,
Guild is a bunch of fucking
everything
losers, man.
that
What
you
do you
see
doing
is
now?
something I invent.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know. They recruited me, bro.
Gonna take shots.
I'm new. I'm new to the game. They just recruited me, dude. Sorry.
To learn all that's in it, I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm
Yeah,
getting back
yeah. I'm kind of seeing that too, but
I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.
alrighty, here we go. You ready, Mung?
Yep.
What's up, brother? All right, welcome guys to the Mortal Portal podcast. My name's Putson. I got with me today Mung Body TV. He's from Old Guard. We might have Raven from Chimera popping in soon. He's running late, but we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So how are you doing, Mong? How's your day going so far?
Let's see. I woke up. I logged on Mortal. Got another account, and now I'm making a new character. Man, that's how I wrote.
What is your character? What's your build?
It's gonna be a mounted combat uh hybrid. It's going to be able to wear Panzer Carapace and Rawhide. Curate Splendid is going to have 150 mana, 186 health. So he's going to be a beast on the ground too, but it's also going to be a beast on a horse.
Yeah. So wait, you said 186 mana? Is that what she said?
No. 150 mana, 186 health.
Damn, that's still a lot. What is it, human?
It is a human, bro.
Oh shit, nice. Okay. I mean that's good. So what's your other character that you have then?
My other character is a mounted archer, mounted mage, and on foot he pretty much plays the mage role.
Okay. Okay, so you have mounted major and stuff. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I have a an Ogmere foot fighter, like heavy foot fighter, probably run spear and shield here soon. I have a Thurstar footy that I'm turning into like also an MA. And then I have a Dex mage. And now I have a fat mage that I'm really liking. I miss the fat mage so much. I just love fat mage because like I'm running an Ogmere on him, and I took some points out of psych and put it into Dex, so he's like 390 movement on foot. So it's not even like super terrible. It's not like that 300 320 movement speed that fat mages usually have. So I like
Yeah,
it a lot.
yeah, my favorite build was obese freaking Ogmere with 130 intelligence. MA still enough to use a dense crepite bow. So what you
Yeah.
would do is you would load a foam, right? So if you see someone coming at you, you'd load a foam. You throw that foam on their horse. hit it like 3 times with an arrow, the foam goes off because you're 130 int. It does massive damage. I think on our test I was averaging like 98 damage on the foam, and
Right.
then they screwed it up when they did that dex change. Then I couldn't even turn my horse. I was-
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, that patch because they did what they changed the mounted magery to where it was even a skill at all, so you needed that, and then they changed the dex, so you needed dex to like be able to turn correctly on mount, and then
yeah,
they nerfed the concentration by like half while mounted, so like you only get like 30% instead of 60%.
yeah. I'll tell you a funny story. Jaeger and Odegaard. Everybody knows Jaeger because he's an awesome dude. But like he logged in right, and he was going off of the Donut Rock in Medulla,
Yep.
and he wasn't aware about the turn radius, and he ran right off the mountain.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Damn. Yeah,
yeah.
no, that was a while ago now, but I haven't played a Fat Mage since that. That was back in beta or whatever, but yeah, no, I mean it doesn't feel bad. I have 40 decks because that's the max I have for an Ogmir as a obese Ogmir.
Yeah, yeah.
And it feels I mean it feels good. It feels like it's playable to be honest. So yeah, I'm liking it. I know there's like I have like there's I keep seeing this thread on the forums talking about like mounted majoring being able to cast and turn. Like what would you think about that? Do you think that would be overpowered if mages could turn while casting and stuff like that on a mount?
Even if you could turn and cast, it still wouldn't be as overpowered as mounted archery is as far as killing horses. Now, where the overpowered part of that, I think, would be like if you're, fighting people that are like on the ground, possibly. I could see, but I mean, they got to do something because I mean, mounted archery is obviously like the top tier, you know,
Hmm.
top. So put it this way, I'm trying to put it in words, right? So
Yep.
even if I could turn and cast, by the time I cast that spell and put it on the horse, right? So you're trying to kill a horse, whatever. Even by that time, I still wouldn't do as much damage in that period of time by the time uh, as a mounted archer would do, So
Yeah.
I could see, them doing something with that.
And you can't interrupt a mounted archer while he's like holding his bow. You could still interrupt the mage from
Yeah,
casting.
yeah. They put like half, like you get half uh of the ability of concentration on a horse. I don't know if you ever realized that, but yeah. So instead of 60%, it's 30%. So you have,
Yeah.
So I don't know why they did that because I mean, like mounted majory's not that great. It's they should show it a little love. I don't know what they could possibly do, but they should do something. It cost 100 extra primary points that it didn't before.
Yeah, and then they added the other nerfs on top of it too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a big nerf. That was like a huge fat mage nerf patch for sure.
yeah. I am trying to get away from MA because I'm like one of those weirdos that likes to do opposite of whatever, but everybody else is doing. But
Yeah.
there was also a post that was posted in our Discord like last week, and they were talking about how Henrik said that they're going to add new abilities that mounted archers would have to have, and it would ruin all my builds because half of my builds have MA. So I'm just like, let me try some other stuff and just get away from mounted archery for now because I don't trust Henrik, man.
Wait, you mean like the aiming technique and all that shit?
Yeah, yeah. He said that there's some missing skills, and then once those skills come into play, that they'll have to have those abilities when they're on a horse. So
Oh, okay.
that scared me. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna try some other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, It's kind of like tamers with like bestial influence and beast mastery and stuff. Like the pets are like, currently getting all the special attacks and stuff for free, and they can be at like max range and nothing happens. But that's not how it's supposed to be, because like you're only supposed to be able to send your pet so far without bestial influence, because it affects the range when you can command your pets and stuff. And then also like beast mastery is the skill that adds the special attacks to all the creatures in the game that you can tame and stuff. So um yeah, so it's kind of like that where they're just missing stuff and they have to add it.
Yeah, like one of my favorite builds as well was doing mounted like as a mounted mage, archer, tamer, all like all three of them.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, yeah, like in like what I do, I'd roll like a 220 hit point horse, and I'd rock like a 450 health terror bird. But I didn't roll that, even though I liked it, because I foresaw the beast mastery and influence and all that stuff coming into the game to ruin it. So I
Yeah.
stayed far away.
You know what's funny is I saw Evelyn, she had a video like that build. I don't know if she had like magic skills exactly, but I saw she had like an MA build with a terror bird, and she posted like her video, like she would be ganking people in like jungle pass, and like she'd be shooting the horse but put the terror bird on the person so that like when she mercied the horse, like the terror bird wouldn't kill the horse. Although I think it did sometimes on accident. But it was like it was funny because it looked like pretty effective for like at least for like solo gangs, right? On like merchants and stuff.
Oh
Because
yeah,
like
dude.
she would mercy the horse, and then the terror bird's already eating that person, and then she just starts shooting them with the bow. By the time they dismount, they're already half health and shit. You know what I mean? So it seemed to be pretty effective for what it was, I guess.
Yeah, it's really good if you're in like a large group room. It's really good for that, and it's also good like for solo. Like so, like you run into someone on a horse, you down their horse real quick. And the problem with the mounted archery currently, I mean, it's godly killing horses, but once you kill that horse, if it's a foot fighter wearing any type of decent gear, you're going to be hitting them for like 10 damage. That's where the
Yeah,
terror bird came into play. So you'd stick the terror bird on them, load up a foam, throw that on them, and they just flip and drop. Dude, I loved it. I loved it, but I knew that it was gonna be a ruin build in the future, so I didn't touch
yeah.
it.
I mean, in beta, there was like a bunch of meme builds, but really, you were trying to play like the build you knew you were going to be playing at launch, so you could like practice with it and stuff. So like I'm still torn on my Dex Mage a little bit because I know I want to go like I would love to have like a Beast Mastery build and like dominating build, but like I don't know. I don't know what I should go because I don't know like what exactly skills I'll need, or I don't know. It's also weird kind of like relying on a pet too because it's such a point investment to get like a high level pet. Like let's say we do taming and then we want like a white bear, you know what I mean? Like you need what? Like taming, you need creature control, advanced creature control. You don't necessarily need herding, but like animal care is pretty damn fucking useful if you're always running around with a pet to level them. And then you need beast mastery, you'll need bestial influence. That's already six skills right there. You know what I mean? That's 600
Yeah,
points.
yeah,
That's
it's
just gone
insane.
straight to your pet. So it's like fuck, man. Like shit. I mean, I feel like taming should honestly be a secondary. Like even after playing with it and knowing like okay, well then like the taming market gets crashed because everyone had taming. But it's not necessarily true because like extractor refiners, like they still can't fit taming in their build really because like they have so many different lures and shit that they gotta get up. And then like if a lot of people will sometimes try and roll both armor and weapon crafter, if you try and do both of those, there's definitely no way you're gonna be able to fit taming in your professions. So it's just like I don't know. I feel like taming would be better suited on the profession side, and then maybe leave the creature control and all that other shit on the action side and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I didn't play MO1, but I actually heard in MO1 it was on the profession side, I think.
it could have been. I don't remember, but yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, it seems like I heard someone say that. Someone in our guild that played MO1.
Yeah. Have you guys been getting like a lot of like dealings with like cheaters or hackers over on the western end?
We haven't ran into it yet, but I have definitely saw some of the speed hacker videos, and they're
Mhm.
insane, bro.
Okay, because I was just curious because I think it's like pretty prevalent to like the north and then sometimes like the jungle, but I feel like it's mostly in the north with like the dungeons, the Mino King, and like like the Tephra and like Gabor area, because apparently I was just reading on the unofficial MO2 Discord that people started that there was like some sort of like client side thing where like they weren't duping Tungsteel Free Horses was talking about, but like they could like clear out a node in like seconds or something because it's all client side based. So like I guess I don't know how it works. I'm not gonna pretend to know, but I guess they can clear out nodes in like seconds. So they're just like strip mining whole areas with these cheats and hacks. So they're just pumping out like high end resources, like a shit ton of them.
Yeah, that's the stuff that scares me. That the cheating crap, and then the extra instances. Where people are farming without. So like my problem with it is once they remove these servers, if you're new coming in the game, you're gonna be screwed, man, because all these guilds are gonna have like no telling what Legion has. I love those guys, but I ain't seen them since this server patch, man. They've been like hiding farming, bro. I'm like, man, they're gonna have like 5 million Pinsar carapace.
But I haven't heard of like really anyone seeing Legion. I mean, how do you even know they're playing?
They're playing, bro. It's Legion, dude. They're playing.
Right, but like their whole like spiel is like PvP, right? So I mean,
Well, I don't want to say the server they're on, but I know of a specific server that they're farming on. I just don't want to announce it.
I don't know. I just haven't heard of anyone PvPing them or anything. So it just could be, yeah, maybe they have a specific server they play on, but if no one's like really seen them, then
Yeah,
there might
yeah.
not be as many of them as you think there are, or whatever. I don't know.
Like if we want to find them, we'll go to this server and we can always find like 15 to 20 of them at least.
Yeah.
So like usually jungle area or the crap, I can't even say their name. The freaking praying mantis looking things. That's usually where they're at.
What, the Tagmatons?
Yes, thank you.
Oh yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're right by your castle, but don't you feel like those things are a little bit like OP, like broken, even?
The praying mantis looking things.
Yep. Just call them tags.
Yeah, I think it gives a lot for one kill, and the armor that it makes is super strong. But hey, man, you know what? That just means that we'd be fighting for that stuff if it was one server, man.
Yeah, that's the problem too. Is like you just go to all these alt servers and farm them. But like even then, even if it was just one server, I feel like one, it gives like a lot of clade XP. Two, they're not hard to kill at all. Three, they give almost steel equivalent like material from a mob that
Yep.
skips like 3-4 steps that normal steel takes to get.
Yeah,
So
I think the stats on them are a little too high, personally.
yeah, because apparently I was told that material was never in MO1. So this is like a brand new material. They had Panzer scales in MO1, but they never had Panzer carapace. Or I think someone said Panzer. Maybe they had Panzer carapace, but it wasn't used for armors. It was only used for like shields and stuff. I could be mismaking that, but basically like it was never used for armor in MO1. So this is like it's like a new thing. Um, but yeah, I mean I feel like it's a little overpowered for all the benefits it gives because it gives like what is it 40 clade XP, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
40.
so that's almost as much of a Rhizar, and it's way easier to kill than a Rhizar as far as I can tell. Um,
Yeah, my problem with it is what's the point of steel when I can just go kill these animals like with a 5 minute ride, you know?
Yeah, do you know how much Panzer Carapace you get from like one full stack with full ores?
I have heard 500. I'm not the one that
So
farms them.
that's like so
Yeah,
one stack of carcass from like
yeah.
2 kills. I think that it takes 2 kills to get a stack. Could be maybe 3. Even if it was 3, that's 500 steel.
I
That's
know,
fucking
dude.
crazy. That's
Yeah, I
fucking
mean
crazy.
it's just one of my complaints, like I'm still hyped for the game. but I really hope the number one get to one server as quickly as possible. Uh, that's the main thing for me, and then
Yeah.
adjust some of these. Some like, it's funny you brought up the Panzer Carapace because I was just complaining about that like 2 days ago. I'm like, Jesus, man. I'm like, what's the point of even getting steel?
You know what's funny is like when I was making that little territory map that with people's like claims or whatever. Did you see that by the way, or no?
I've seen it, but I'm not seeing it right now.
Okay, well, basically, when I showed it to someone in your guild, it might have been Lagsmith. It was somebody, and they were basically saying like, oh well, why wouldn't we have a Spider Valley because Legion like claimed it or whatever. And like this was before Tagmaton, so it would have been funny if we had done this after. If I had like shown you guys like did the whole thing after, because like you guys would be like, no, we fucking claimed this. This is our spot, man. Like what the fuck,
Well, look. This is how I look at it, right? It's typical, guild stuff, politics stuff. But you, if we take the spider keep, then chances are we own the spider cave. You know?
Right. So I'm gonna pull up the map real quick for the stream, so we can like look at it. So this is Among Bodies from Oldguard. So Oldguard owns this castle, and then right here in this valley is where you can find the Tagmatons, like this little landfall area, I guess it's called. So it goes all the way down towards the jungle too, because I see a Tagmaton spawn down there too. So this whole area kind of has like these walking ant-like humanoid praying mantis fuckers, and they drop Panzer Carapace, and Panzer Carapace is almost steel equivalent. Is it heavier or lighter? I can't remember. I think it's a little bit heavier, right?
Yeah, it is heavier. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a little bit heavier, but it gives you basically steel quality stats. Um, and it was funny. What I was talking to him about is that Legion, who owns this castle, was like kind of claiming a portion of the Spider Valley, even though it's kind of like way down here, even though their castle's right here.
I
So
know, dude.
that's kind of what we were talking about, just so people have an idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I just thought that would have been funny if we had did it after Tagmatons. Bernie is advocating for the East right now in chat. He said, when are they going to give us East guys something good like that? I think the game could really benefit from more region-specific items. Currently, no reason for anyone in the West to come to the East. Do you think that's true, or do you disagree with that?
Dude, I think it's true. Like, it seems like every thing that you want to farm is around Medulla or the jungle. Like, I can't think of one thing I would farm at most places on the scale of like Panzer, like
Yeah. Well,
like
Tephra. I mean, Tephra is an easy one, but that's not
yeah,
really in the East. I mean, I guess it's kind of the East. It's like Northeast, but
yeah, that's definitely a good one.
yeah.
I mean, it seems like some other areas need they're like praying mantis. I can't say that damn name. I'm gonna keep calling it praying mantis.
Okay. How is hard? Wait, okay, it's not hard to say Tagmaton. Tagmaton. Or just call it a tag. Just call it a tag. Call it an ant. Shit.
Oh shit.
But okay, I mean that's fair. I mean, I kind of feel like the East isn't too bad, to be honest, because I know we're getting Demon Portal at some point, right, in Central Steppe, which is right by our castle, which would be in the East. So I know we're getting Demon Portal at some point, whenever that is. I think we're missing the Steiner trolls, and we're missing like those little goblin creatures that Henrik showed off on his stream. I'm pretty sure those are going to be like in the north or like /east area. The only thing that I think they should do is if they need to buff Toxai, specifically Toxai. If they buff Toxai and they gave it something like regionally like specific, like maybe like a book or like a mob spawn on like the island or whatever that's out in Toxai, or just buff fishing in general and just that town, like that like coastline. You know what I mean? Like there's like so many different things they could do, but it does. I mean, I feel like the East isn't too bad off, to be honest, and I live in the East, so because they added Cerbera back, so now we have Cerbera. Like it's not like as much as it was before by any means, but we have it, so it's not like we have to go to Meduli to get Sabura. So it's not too bad. It just could like a little love to Toxai, and I think it would probably be okay.
Yeah, Toxide definitely needs something because I've got like over 4,000 hours and I've been there like twice. No,
Yeah, well, there's just no reason to go there
oh
at
no,
all.
dude.
So
Yeah,
like, go ahead.
they could really show some love to that place for sure.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think most people agree. Like Toxai's pretty fucking useless. Like even like the little PVE guilds that live there, eventually like they leave just because they're like, well, everything I need and more is in MK, so why am I living in Toxai? And then plus, whenever they want to leave Toxai, they have to pretty much go through MK anyways. So it's like, it just you're making anything you do take longer by living in Toxai.
Yep.
So, yeah. So how do you feel? Like, let's just are you allowed to talk about like your alliance or?
Depending what it is.
So are you guys like public with who's in your alliance, or is that kept like you don't really talk about it?
No, we can talk about who's in my alliance.
So could you name off who's in your alliance?
I can name you the main members. Like, there's a bunch of new members that I probably wouldn't get their name right. I'd say the most well-known person in our guild is Zod.
Wait. Who are you talking about? You're talking about your guild or your alliance?
In my guild, or do you mean alliance?
No, yeah, I'm not talking about your guild. I'm talking about your alliance.
Oh, I'm not sure on that, so I don't think I should answer that question.
Oh, okay. Wait, why would you think I'm talking about your guild if I said
I
your
don't
alliance?
know, dude. Hey, man, I smoke the biggest joint. Hey, okay.
Oh my god, that's funny. As soon as you said Zod, I'm like, wait, Zod's in Olgar. What is this guy talking about right now? And then he kept saying members too, and I was like, okay, maybe he's talking about like guilds or members. So it kind of made sense. And then you said Zod. I was like, wait, hold on, this is not. I don't think we're on the same page here.
Hey, man, I warned you not to make me the main attraction.
It's all good, brother. So yeah, I mean, I feel like the alliances really haven't changed much since launch. We were kind of like, I mean, a lot of us like thought, a lot of these big guilds and communities were going to come to the game. The only real big community that came to the game is Jonah Vale's guild, right? Like they're the only like bigger guild that I've seen. I mean, do you know of any other guilds that weren't really around in beta that you've seen around or heard around or anything?
I've seen a couple of new ones. The
Like
only
who?
that's where I was going. The only problem is I couldn't tell you what they were called. Like Jonah, and it's only like two guilds. It's not like anything, crazy. Of course, then Jonah's is the main one. But man, I wish I could remember them. Yeah, it's me remembering stuff isn't me. So
Yeah, it's all good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny because like all these people were like so sure, like, oh yeah, these fucking Zergs are gonna come, and you're gonna be a small fish in a big pond at that point. It's just like, okay, well, honestly, it feels like nothing has changed. Like, it feels like all the guilds that were already established just got bigger because of recruitment. Like, it doesn't feel like people were thinking all these new players were just gonna somehow form their own big guilds, but they just reinforced the already big guilds.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
the bigger guilds got bigger, and the smaller guilds got to like their old size or whatever. So
Yep. Even us, dude, we've taken in tons of new people. It's pretty crazy.
yeah, for sure. And then Vaynar in chat said Q's kind of killed possibility of that though. Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, I'm still kind of baffled and surprised they went the route with multiple servers because they never ever did that in MO1 as far as I know. Like that was like their one golden rule was like the one server thing, and they folded so quick on that. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
I mean, I get it. I'm not saying like fuck them for doing it, but I'm like, I just thought it would never happen, and it happened so fast. Like, it happened 2 weeks into launch or something? Was it like 3 weeks maybe?
Yeah. No, I was shocked when they did that, dude. Like, because it goes totally against the game itself.
Yeah, and like when they did it, do honestly genuinely feel with where they were at that it was the right decision. But I thought it would have already been over by now, to be honest. For just speaking from my own personal opinion, like I thought we'd already be back on all on one server. They would have fixed whatever the issue was, but it seems like this is going to be an ongoing thing for a while. I mean, he
Well,
did say they're going to take down some of the servers or whatever, increase capacity, but I think we won't be down to one server for a while. That's what it
well,
feels like.
I'll tell you the one thing that scares me, right?
Mhm.
It's back when they announced this. I couldn't tell you the website or whatever, but like I've done some reading on games that have, you know, pretty much ran like everything on one specific server, and there's only been one game that has done that that had like I don't know like 7,000 players or something, and from reading about it, the performance was disastrous on that game. So if there's only one game that has done that, I'm kind of losing hope. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah. Well, what people were begging them to do forever ago was to have an NA server. You could have like your own NA server and EU server, and then like the other countries, like having an NA server versus like the EU server would like boost the ping for like Australians and for like Asians and stuff like that because it's closer.
Yeah.
But and then the EU server would probably be better for like some of the Russian community. Obviously all the EU. People like if they're playing from like Africa or wherever the fuck. Like it's all regional to like where they'd be playing. And then we probably would have never even had to have more than like two servers, probably at all, because it would have just been so evenly split. Um, and not to mention, I think NA has actually like most of the like covers, or at least in beta, it felt like it covered most of the population. I couldn't say for sure now because I feel like there's like 10 different Russian guilds at this point, and they all seem kind of like big or like medium size. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It definitely in beta it felt like NA had like a bigger portion of the population, so I just feel like at this point it would have probably would have been the best decision ever, and then they wouldn't have to deal with all that NA or like EU ping bullshit that they were getting for like ever.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been better than the route that they took. But my thing is like the main thing I want is like a filled world, right? Like, you know, I want when I go out to Rome, I want to run into people. Here lately, you know, anytime I go out, very rarely do I see people, and that's even on the main server, which makes no sense to me because there's a queue. Uh, so basically, what I want, I don't even know if they can pull it off, but what I want is a server that has everybody on it. I'll take the NA disadvantage of ping, but I would just want one server that can handle like 10,000 people, which is what I was, kind of promised when I bought the game.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
that's what I
actually,
want.
their advertisement was capable of handling an infinite amount of players. Was actually what they had. It literally said infinite.
Yeah,
Like it
well,
said infinite. Um. So yeah, I don't know if we'll ever honestly have a server that can handle 10K people.
yeah,
I mean, at the moment, like what the server capacity is somewhere between 2 and 3,000, as far as I can tell. And then not only that, but I've seen Kodo said it. I've seen it literally firsthand just 2 days ago on my live stream. Um, the server can't handle 20 people on the screen right now. And like back in beta, you could have like 100 people, 150
I
on the
know,
screen. It
dude.
was no
What?
problem.
I
And
know.
now you can't have 20. Like we had a 7v12 with Talus just 2 or 3 days ago on my live stream, and it was so bad. The performance, it was laggy, nobody was moving, and then as soon as you died, went back to town, like it was like, oh, it's fine. It's like,
No,
what?
dude. That dude, that's what's scaring me. Like Jonah on his stream, he had a fight with content where that happened too, and
Yeah.
it's just like everything's going in reverse, dude. And it just because I come from Ultima Online, right? So these are my types of games, and I'm just tired of seeing them come out and then, fail. I don't want to see this game fail, dude. So I hope that they are on it, man. Because dude, I want to play this game so bad. but man, it's like every day it's like slaps me in the face. It's like, why are you playing me? Slap me in the face. But like, you know,
Well, I mean, the thing is like, well, I think when they get, I think on Monday's patch, we'll see like a big turnaround. Is my hope, and I honestly do believe Monday will be pretty juicy. Simply because once we get rid of a couple of alt servers, we'll have more condensed players. And as far as I know, like it seems like specific servers currently in the game have issues like sporadically for whatever back end reason we can't know. But then like all the other times like it runs fine. So what I'm hoping is like we'll get more condensed population across like 2 or 3 servers, and it won't be so overloading on the servers that there's like queues on the alts even, but we'll start to see more and more people. So that's my hope, because they also said they're increasing the server capacity across the board too. So maybe that 2,000-3,000 will jump to like 4,000 or 5,000 per server. And then we'll have one reduced servers for there's more contesting for resources, more PvP, just more liveliness in general, and then we'll also have more room for more players to get into the game and hopefully not have to deal with a queue. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's my hope, and I do hope that they fix the whole fucking alt servers not having a lot of the features of the main servers soon. If they're gonna keep them, they need to have those features, like plain and simple. Like the fact I can't invite people to my guild or kick people or send something in the mail, or it's absolutely horrible. It's
no,
horrible.
dude, I totally agree. Like, uh, I have a lot of hope for Monday. We'll see what happens, but I also like, I don't know if Henrik's watching this, but Henrik, if you are watching this, please reverse the red priest change, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like, please.
Look who's here. How you doing, bud?
Hey, what's up, guys? I've had a fun day.
Yeah. This is Raven, guys. He's from the guild Chimera. Am I saying that right? Chimera, or is it Chimera?
No, it's Chimera. I don't know who
Okay,
the
I
fuck
thought so.
saying Chimera.
Well, they're just pronouncing it because English education. So
I'm English educated.
okay, hold on. Well, why I'm English. Why are you getting offended, bro? I'm allowed to say that.
I'm just giving you
What's
shit,
up, dude? No, you're good.
Not too much.
Yeah, we're just kind of talking about like the server, like how it, like the like the alt servers and stuff, and like what's your feeling on it? How do you feel about? I mean, did you hear about the Monday patch from Henrik Stream at all, or you kind of?
Yeah, I did. No, I did. I was watching the stream a little bit. I mean, we definitely need to get as soon as we can back to a single instance because it's a little goofy right now, and I think it's kind of screwing over the entire economy of the game.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I feel like the economy of the game's already fucked. Like it's
I
irreversible
mean, it
at
is.
this point. Not only from the, well, it is from the alternate servers mostly because of like the hackers and stuff. But like, I mean, even like your average guild is just farming freely, right? So it's already ruined the economy from that. Like you could walk outside town on one server, it could be like have 20 people like at the gates, and then you go to another server, you don't see a single fucking soul. So that's drastically different. Um, sorry, you're just so handsome. It threw me for a second. You got the nice beard, man.
Cheers. I need this in my life.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, hopefully on Monday we get a better experience than we've been getting pretty much since launch. So that's my hope. I do have a little hope for Monday's patch. I'm excited, but we'll see how it goes.
I mean, I am too. I don't know, man. Like like you said, it's pretty much ruined the economy of the game completely at this point. I mean, there's going to have to be a lot that goes on to try to level out what's going on right now.
Well, if it's any consolation, all you have to do is kill your enemies, and you get that that good gear.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Or you can
Yeah.
be a 7-man guild and try to go to war with me.
There you go. Wait, is that at someone specific or who?
It is. I think you have an idea who it is.
Wait, do I?
Everyone's
I
favorite
don't.
people in MK.
An MK.
Dark Bloods.
Oh, dude, do they even play in MK? I literally never see them, bro. Honestly, I
don't
thought
know.
they lived in Moki.
I'm over it. Yeah, no, I'm over them.
Oh no, no. I mean, I don't want to say too much, but no, I think they live in Moki now, though. Honestly, because I went there and I saw like 5 of them, and I was like, oh, I guess these guys live here now. Because I don't ever see them in MK.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
someone
I
said they
just
live in
figured they were
Bhakti
up there.
Moki. Yeah.
They don't live
no.
in Bhakti.
Yeah, I don't think they live. I've seen them in Moki only. That's the only place I've seen them recently. I think Harbingers, Wardens, Wolfpack, they all live in Moki. They're all pretty friendly.
No, I mean, I like a lot of the guys, but I'm not doing it anymore.
He's pissed off, guys. All right,
I
Dark
am,
Blood, you
I am
heard
in a
it.
bad mood today, to be fair. I'm in like a legit bad mood. Putson knows about it.
Yeah. I mean, we tried to wait for you, bud, but I didn't know
No,
if
I
you were
know
gonna
you're good.
make it.
Honestly, I'm not surprised, and I didn't expect you guys to wait after all that shit, dude. I want to kick that dude in the head.
Wait, do you live in Florida?
Yeah, I'm in the Panhandle.
Dude, I legit had that same plant behind you in my house. The same style, everything.
I need to water the damn thing because it's about to die. I'm not gonna.
Dude, oh my god, that's crazy. I don't live in Florida anymore, but I had that plant when I lived in Florida in my house, so that's just hilarious. So kind of like we already talked about this. I'll just get your opinion real quick on it, Raven. Or how do you say it, Ravian?
It's Ravian. Everyone just calls me Rav, dude.
Okay, I'll just call you Rav. How do you feel about the Panzer Carapace situation?
That shit's nuts, dude. It really
Yeah.
is. I mean, it's super. I love it. It's OP as hell. I mean, it needs to be a little bit heavier, I think, to try to offset how good it really is. Because I mean, it's essentially steel. It's a lot easier to get. I mean, it really
Yeah,
is.
honestly, if it was heavier, maybe what's like the full weight for a set? Does anyone know?
I think it's
Depending.
28 for Merc plate, but I could be wrong.
Do you know what backing that's with? Is that like silk or what?
No, I think it was guard or ground.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if it was like upwards of like 30, because that would be like extremely heavy, right? And then maybe like most races could even wear a full set of it, based on how easy it is to get. I think that would actually be pretty good. I mean, Augmiers probably wouldn't be affected by that, but then again, you'd have to play an Augmier to get the full benefits of it, right? So
Yeah, and I mean, it's the same thing for like whenever we can ever get Ogmium, it's going to be pretty close on that too.
yeah, for sure. Someone said 26.3 Merc plate with guard fur. Yeah.
Damn, that's lighter than I thought it was.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
that's basically the same as steel. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
steel
basically the
silk.
same. That's crazy. What's the Panzer glitch? There is no glitch. We're just talking about how easy it is to get the Panzer Carapace, versus like having to go straight to steel like the normal way. You know what I mean? Because it's basically steel. It's like a animal material for steel. I was just curious on your opinion. We kind of talked about it a bit earlier, and I even pulled up the map and showed people where it was and stuff. But
at least we're back to Ant Valley instead of Spider Valley, man. I was so upset whenever I got a demo one and I saw that, and I was like, "That's not what that is."
well, on the map it says landfall.
I thought it before it was Spider Valley.
Well, people. Oh, okay. It might have been before because they also changed Sausage Lake to Amarak Nur. I don't know how to say
Sausage Lake.
that.
Yeah, no, it's Sausage Lake. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, MO1 we used to call what is currently called landfall like the ant highway because there was just ants going up and down it the whole fucking time and you just farm them.
And
I mean,
thoraxes.
yeah, it's also like not only like the weight, but like how easy the Tagmatons are to kill. Because this is like, so this is the other thing to think about too. There was like, I think there was 3 different types in MO1. There was the green, the red, and the black, right, for ants.
Yeah.
So this is essentially the easiest Tagmaton to kill. So what the fuck is the black one gonna give that you had to kill with magic? That shit's gonna be fucking
Dude,
nuts,
ridiculous.
dude.
I mean, granted, MAs have always been OP when killing any kind of mob, but it's cake now.
Yeah, for sure. And the only thing that makes it not cake is when they get glitched and you have to have multiple people.
That's
Honestly,
like
the
that's
hardest
any
thing.
mob right now. That's any mob right now, though.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just reading chat. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. So I got some notes here. My buddy wrote me. So this is like the stream summary for Monday. He said 1 will get a red preset keeps. 2, they fix a lot of location problems for pets. 3, horse sliding off cliffs shouldn't kill horses anymore after new system. 4, they are going over logs and see if people are duping or cheating. 5, they are going to put spawns of creatures in a stale state since patrols bug. This should force the spawns to act normally, and they'll revert back to patrolling when they actually have it working properly. 6, no more ghosting in other alternative realms. 7, 2 alt servers are going to be removed.
What do you mean by the ghosting in alternate realms?
Honestly, I don't know what that means either. I was just reading that. I really don't know what that means. Is that maybe is he maybe referring to the VoIP where like you're talking across servers?
Yeah. The like how you can be in the middle of Medoli and hear people talking that ain't even there.
Okay, yeah, that needs to go for sure. I saw
I
some.
just don't remember being able to talk shit whenever you're a ghost to everybody.
Honestly, I have had a little bit of fun with it because you'll just be like I'll go to like jungle camp, right? And then like you're not expecting anyone to be there. You don't see anybody, and then you just hear two people talking. And you just be like, dude, shut the fuck up, loser. And you get no backlash, right? Because no one can know who you are. And then you just have people roasting each other across servers, and they don't even know who they're talking to. Although I did recognize Horizon's voice, the guy who does like the horse stuff or whatever. I did recognize his voice one time at jungle camp. Number 8 was servers should be more optimized after this patch. Hopefully, I've heard that before though. Number 9, when players meet each other, they sometimes teleport forward. They are working on this. It should be noticeable difference.
Yes, please fix that.
Yeah, with the new optimization. Yeah, because like if no one knows what that means, like when you'll be like walking and you see someone come into your render, they'll automatically teleport into the middle or behind your group, and they're already going through you. So if you're like an RPK group or someone looking for PvP, that person could already be behind you and like ahead of you in a sense. Like, so they really need to fix that, in my opinion. And then number 10 was furniture in the houses should be fixed in the coming patch. So
Yeah, but here's my thing. Does that mean we're gonna get fucking guild chests in strongholds finally?
that he said they were working on the permissions for the guild chests being
I
able
think
to
he
put
only
in
said that was
strongholds.
for keeps, though. I don't think that he said strongholds. I think he said keeps for that, though.
I don't know. Did he? I don't know.
I
It
mean, I
could
could
be.
be wrong, but I swear I was listening to it this morning just to get a refresher on everything, and he only mentioned keeps in that. He wasn't saying anything about strongholds, which is, I mean, that makes a stronghold pointless at that point.
Well, yeah, it is pretty fucking pointless right now to have a stronghold. We only built ours. Well, we built it hoping we could use it, and then we realized how fucking shit it is. So now it's more of a placeholder than anything. For
Yeah, I
that
mean, it'll be
spot.
useful when TC comes out, but God knows when that's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a year from now.
I'll stab you so. If it's a year from now, I'll be so pissed, dude.
Oh no, dude.
The game would be dead by then without like a
Oh, it
TC
would be
patch.
without TC. No, I mean there's no point to wars at that point unless somebody's just running their mouth and you want to slap them around. Like there's
It's like,
no point.
but you can't even like live outside your fucking town without TC. So, I mean, I'm already like, fuck, man. I have like 110, 120 murder counts across 4 accounts, and then that's like super low for like PvP heads. Like I saw like what Doom Rider had like already 880, and he's from, I think he's in Levia. That's just one player. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's bad. Like you have
And I mean
to.
also like them putting the red priest in front of the keeps too. Like that's gonna
Yeah.
cause a huge issue once we get to TC. Like you can't do that.
Yeah. Or maybe like if you're allowed to like turn it off or on or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or lock that priest to just the guild that owns said keep or something.
Yeah, that's what I was
That'd
gonna
be the
say
only way.
too. Yeah, like you should be able to like, it should be guild owned. If it's right outside your castle for your castle, why wouldn't it be guild owned? I mean, they should have the old red priest back where they were too.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's crazy
yes.
how far away they are. I mean, it's so stupid, man.
Well, like the Bhakti one was probably pretty bad because that was right by the graveyard, right? That one could be moved
Yeah.
further away. Some of them could be adjusted, but like for example, Morin Kerr, that red priest was already fucking horrible. If you don't know anything about Morin Kerr, you have to go all the way down the scaffold, go across the river, then go back halfway up the river, back underneath Morin Kerr. Like that one was already far as fuck.
Yeah, but I mean that's where it was in MO1 too. Like it didn't really move from MO1.
No, I'm just saying, like when they took it
Yeah.
away, it was already far. You know
Well,
what
I
I
mean,
mean?
there used to be ones. I don't know if it's where they moved the MK one now, but there was the one that was by the little farmhouse, past the MK keep where it is currently in MO1.
The farm, there is no farmhouse. What do you mean?
In MO1, there was. Whenever you came out of MK and you took a left, like you were going over to Eastern Step, there was one on the left-hand side of the mountains, I think.
The closest red priest, or anywhere near MK, is in Central Step. There's also one down in Southern Step
Jesus
near Moki, but so there's one up in Mage Valley somewhere, up by the Riser dungeon. There's one in Central Step, somewhat near our castle, somewhat I say, because Central Step's pretty big. And then you have one in Southern Step, and that's if you died in the middle of Morin Kerr, I would say that the Central Step one is the closest and easiest to get back. But it's a fucking like 20-minute walk or something. You know
That's
what I
so
mean?
gross. I mean, at that point, you have to have somebody who can res in your guild.
Yeah, no, we actually like people have set up like a role in our Discord to like at someone if you need a res and you just give them a little gold or something. Because I mean, if you're a red player, you can't give MCs. So if I spawn at the Central Step, I have to walk back 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes. Anyone could kill me and lose absolutely nothing for it if they know I'm red. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do at that point? Like, how do I get back to MK and play the fucking game if I have to go
You
all the
don't,
way out
man.
to
You're not
Citrus
allowed to.
Step?
Come on, man. You're not allowed to play the game. You know
You're
this.
not allowed to play the fucking game, dude.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's so bad. I don't even give out murder counts. Like, I don't want people to have to go through that BS, bro.
No, I know, and I mean, you shouldn't hand out murder counts anyway, unless it's just
Yeah,
like a true griefer in the first place. Is how I look
yeah,
at it. Like my whole guys, I've told them that. Like, unless somebody's just being a straight griefer and we want them the fuck out of an area, there's no need to do murder counts, especially with how
I agree.
detrimental it is right now.
Like, we should start a movement like no murder counts.
It's just gross, man. I mean, there's no point to it anyway. Like, you're killing your own content at that point too.
I mean,
Agreed.
I've only given murder counts to people I like really fucking hate. I can't give murder counts on any of my characters anymore anyway, so I'm not allowed to apparently. But yeah, but like I don't know if you're a guild I don't like, I'm giving you a murder count. Like I not a guild I PvP, but like a guild I actually don't like. Like there's some guilds who I go above and beyond, just the PvP, and I'll definitely give you a murder count. I don't give a shit. Like especially with how it is because I think it's funny as fuck because now you gotta deal with what I gotta deal with. But no, I think all my characters are red now. Maybe my Dex Mage isn't red, but he's got like 3 or 4 at least.
Jesus putz, how many freaking characters you got, dude?
I got 4 if I don't count the guild bank. I got 4. I got a Ogmere Foot Fighter, I got a Third Star Foot Fighter like /MA, then I got a Dex Mage, and now I got my Fat Mage. I've been pretty much only playing my Fat Mage this past week because I'm really enjoying it actually. So I've missed
Fat
it
Mage is
honestly.
fun. Fat
I
Mage is
used
a lot of fun. I miss
before
mine from beta, dude. I keep toying with the idea of re-rolling it, man.
Dude, it's actually not too bad because like I deleted like all I played in beta like at near the end before the Fat Mage nerf. That's all I played was Fat Mage. And you would see me on stream. I'd just be roaming around. I'd make all my fucking clips and videos from Fat Mage, and then that Fat Mage hit, that nerf patch hit, and I just insta deleted it. I was like, nope, I'm out of here. But I
I
haven't
used
played
to
it
fuck
since
around
then.
with my Fat Mage as a Spiritist up in GK, just like go through a damn portal, shoot somebody with a laser, jump back into the portal, just to fuck around for something to do when I was bored.
Oh man, that brings me up to the other thing too. Is like spiritism, dude. Oh my god, that is
It's
such
gross,
a
dude.
bitch,
It's
dude.
so fucking gross. I've got 2 guys wanting to do it. I'm like, y'all, I like you. That's a lot of work. Like that's nuts
Good
trying to
luck,
get those.
boys. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Like I mean the Seder Temple, as far as I know from multiple people have told me it's not working. Have you guys heard the same pretty much?
Yeah, I have. I've heard like a couple
Yep.
people have killed him, but 9 times out of 10 it's bugged.
Okay. Because like you need to kill the Seder Temple for it was like Ether Portal or Portal or some shit. And you need that to be able to farm the spirits for spiritism. And then you have to kill the Mino King, which apparently the book is not a guaranteed drop, and I can confirm that. It's some sort of low drop. And then you need that also. It's like they hid spiritism behind 2 bosses. Like Minotaur, let's assume it's somewhere between like a 25 plus man raid, and you maybe get 1 book. How the fuck do you distribute that? Like my guild, when we killed the Minnow King, we have only done it 1 time at this point. And then we just gave the book to the guild bank because the guild bank makes armor for everybody and stuff like that. So that just seemed like the most fair. But like the next one, I don't know how we're gonna do it. We're either probably gonna sell it back to the guild, or you know what I mean, or just give it to like the person who's been like the most helpful. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to do, but it's tough because you have it behind a 25-man raid essentially, or like a 30-man raid. I don't know. I just find that very odd for just a
Mhm.
school that essentially is to resurrect people.
There is some useful stuff in it because I mean, you can always like, if as a spiritist, you can look into the actual real world. So I mean, once we're back on one server, it's a really good kind of keeping up with because you're moving the same speed as a horse, so you can literally scout people all day long as a spiritist. And
Yeah.
unless they have a spiritist to be able to see you and banish you, you're doing it free. And now that team or that guild knows your movements completely.
Hmm.
I mean, it could be a lot more useful than you think.
Bernie is saying, if this is what spiritism will left behind, I wonder what the new schools are going to be left behind. Hey, what do we have to do for necromancy? We have to kill the
Dude,
dragon world of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even think Necro was out whenever I quit playing MO1. To be honest, man, I think it could come out like a couple years after.
I mean, we already have the necromancer boss. He's not too hard unless they buff it in some way for that patch. But
No, he's super easy. You're talking about to get the book.
yeah, well, that's the only
Mhm.
necromancer thing I know of. I don't know what they would put it behind. They would have to have probably like a new dungeon or something. if they were gonna do it like they did Spiritism.
That's probably like 2 years away.
A lot of people have full Spiritism. I don't think I don't have one
I
person in
mean,
my guild with full
full
Spiritism.
spiritism, maybe not all the subsequent skills though. There's no way.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. I have someone who has at least a couple people who have like 100 Spiritism, but none of them have the ability to farm spirits. So
And I mean, a lot of
maybe.
those spirits, you need more than one person too. Is the other shitty part about it. Like, if you're really trying to get the most bang for your buck when it comes to filling up the vessels, you need more than one spiritist working on it.
Yeah, so there are like bigger spirits in the other world and shit that you have to like fight. Oh shit. I haven't done it, so I don't
Oh yeah,
know.
like I think my guys during beta, we were dicking around with it, like near trolls. Yeah,
Oh man. Have you guys been farming trolls since launch?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're easy now, and the same thing with spiders now too. Spiders are stupid easy now. Like, I feel like they got nerfed.
What's the Spider Queen or what?
Yeah, the Spider Queen.
Oh yeah, they definitely did. For sure. We were doing like the Spider Queen like I don't know, I want to say like the first like 3 or 4 days maybe? Like not long at all.
Yeah,
be
no,
honest.
I think we brought like 20 something dudes, and like we killed it in like 30 seconds or a minute. We're like, oh, this is it now. This is what we're doing. Because like
Yeah, we
I
were
built it up for the new guys we had picked up whenever the game launched. Like, built it up like it's a cool fight, it's a lot of fun, and we kill it in like a minute. I'm like, all right, I'll just gonna sit over here and fuck myself, I guess.
Yeah, we were selling the books because a lot of people want them. I mean, people are still asking me to this day for spider eggs, but
That's because nobody wants to go to freaking Hellspeia. That's why people buy the book.
oh no, they're trying to buy the egg because I don't sell the
Oh
book.
yeah.
I'd always sell the egg. I'm just too lazy, and it's just more risk for me to have to go myself. You know, but I was selling the eggs for 150. Then we ended up going up to 200 for a bit. But at the same time, like we just stopped doing this. We ran it so many fucking times as a guild that I think people just got sick of it. Like they were just like, no.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like the scribing book not being a guaranteed drop too. I mean, yeah, the illusionist is super easy, but you're still in the sewers and having to get a non-guaranteed drop.
Just the same shit over and over again.
Have y'all seen the rawhide in the game? Like, it's very close to iron silk and crap.
Oh, is it? I haven't built. I don't think we've actually messed around with other. We've got a bunch of it, but I don't think we've got
Yeah,
the lore or anything.
They finally put it on the mortal calculator. Like, it boosts
Oh,
gear.
did they?
Like, yeah, they finally put it up. It's Panzer skills on there now too. And they find it boosts gear just as good as iron silk and stuff does.
Okay, but do they have blood silk in there yet?
I did not see blood silk yet.
No, blood silk's not out here.
It's nasty.
I'm just
I
looking
know
at it
that
real
much.
quick. I'm just curious. Oh yeah, they have Panzer Carpet. Nice. I didn't even see this.
Yeah, look up the set I'm running, dude. Like, I'm going like medium armor with Curate Splintet, and my calp is gonna be Panzer and Rawhide. Look at the stat values on that gear. It's like
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
It's literally iron silk is what it is.
Yeah, dude.
It's the same. How the fuck is oh my god, they break the game every time. So I have to kill the fucking Spider Queen boss that takes like 15 plus people to get iron
Please tell
silk.
me
A
it's not
little
that
bit of
good.
it.
I'm looking it up right now. Please tell me it's not that great.
It's literally basically the same. It's literally the same.
I think there's a point difference in the blunt's a
Yeah, but
little lower, I think.
okay, the blunt is 1 different. The pierce is less than 1 different. The slash is 0.2 different.
Yeah, it's out of like.
And this you get from a soloable mob.
Are you fucking kidding me? What?
No.
Like what is like out here? I'm gonna put it on the screen so people can see.
No, like what?
This is what I'm looking at.
That's why I
Like
brought
look
it
at
up.
this shit.
I knew
So
I'd
this
make
is
those
steel
nasty
iron
people.
silk and steel. Here, I'll even take the Panzer Carapers off. So look at these are the stat different. It's like literally the fucking same in every category. It's slightly heavier. It's 1.2 heavier. It's fucking ridiculous. Like they actually break the game when they do shit. They hide like iron silk behind a boss. You literally can only get iron silk from one place. That's the Niter Queen. Period. There's nowhere else it comes from. And then they put rawhide in a little soloable dungeon that like any Bhakti noob can go run, and it's the same quality. Like why would I ever need iron silk?
I knew that would cause fireworks.
That's so stupid. I never actually saw the stats like that. I didn't know it was
I
on
didn't
Mortal
either. We
Data.
haven't even messed with it. I know we have a bunch of, but I don't think we've even made anything with it. Like that's dumb. How
What
is it
mob
for like
drops it?
making mage armor?
It's the same way as Iron Silk, so it's the same.
Fucking Christ.
Solano, it's from the it's from I'm sorry, fuck. God damn it. Anyways, it's from the Solano, right? That's how you say it? Is it Solano? Okay, it's a
Cilantro,
dungeon.
yes.
Cilantro. It's from the Bhakti dungeon. There's a dungeon right below Bhakti in the river or whatever, and they're in there.
It
Here, I'll pull
weighs
it up on the map.
rawhide mage robe. It's 2.1 weight.
Yep. So this is the dungeon, however you say that word, right below Bhakti. They're in there. You can solo them. They're not hard. Oh man, that's depressing, man. Now I'm getting the impression the East doesn't have shit. After we see this one too, dude, like holy shit, man. Dude, Vada's looking pretty nice right about now. Bhakti's looking fucking juiced. We got jungle right there and shit, dude. Oh my god, dude. It's fucking nuts. Actual nuts. That's crazy. You guys live in Bhakti, right? In Chimera?
We're in Boxy quite a bit. We're up in Fab right now. I wanted to get the guys some more fights with some actual good fighters.
Oh, okay. Are
Get
you
up
saying
into this-
what's go ahead? Sorry.
I would just say get in some more dudes who are like true RPK guys that are up in the north. So get the guys in some fights over there. And there's a shit ton of fights, and I mean, there's a shit ton of good guys that are up there. Not to say they're out in the south, but I'd rather get it up there. Plus, there's a bunch of good material up there when it comes to metal stuff. So
For sure. What
get
what
farm
server
while
are you
we
guys
can.
on?
I bounce between honestly main now that we can actually get on main since we've got our houses and stuff like that everywhere, and we can use those. And usually like 3 or 4.
Okay. Hard C on I don't know how to say that. Like Colanio? I don't know. I'm gonna butcher that, dude. Buff the Eastern Sub screaming forever.
It's fine. It's just cilantro cave. It's cool.
Not true. Yeah, imagine how the steel refiners will feel when people say, "I can just wear Panzer. Why would I pay for this?" True. Yeah.
Weapons. I mean, that's really it, honestly.
Yeah. Mongbody was saying that you get about 500 Panzer Carapace per stack of Tagmaton, and I
much
think each
do you get
Tagmaton
from
gives
a
about
Tagmaton?
yeah, it gives about half a stack per kill. So you just kill 2, you have 500 steel equivalent. It's fucking crazy.
That's so gross.
Yeah. Do you know how much the how much rawhide or how much rawhide you get from a stack of cilantro?
No, I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember.
I wonder if that's on the emulator yet. But I don't think the emulator's ever been updated, so
I
know
don't
if
think so.
anyone's-
And I mean, it has like old MO1 mobs in there for God's sakes.
Yeah, someone needs to make a new like emulator for mobs. You know, I was really surprised too back in the day when they nerfed Wyzens, like the wool, like vendor price of wool from Wyzens and shit. Why did they ever nerf like Wyzens are pretty fucking useless. I mean, it's like a mob you can fill up on, sure, if you're passing through or something, but it's like, it's not like you're ever gonna like be like, oh, I'm gonna go farm Wyzens, you know. Like, it's not like you can't tame them either. You can't use them as pack mules or anything. I mean, there's just like mobs in the game that I just don't understand why they're even in the game.
I'm still upset that we got a game launch without donkeys, to be fair.
Yeah, we still we don't have bull horses either.
And I mean,
Oh.
where's my freaking Lyciators and my damn Mulvas? and shit,
Yes.
man?
Dude,
Yes.
imagine this game with Mulvas if you carry 20 stacks of like shit at a time.
I
Holy
don't see the
fuck.
problem.
Dude, dude, there would just be like a global understanding. Like, if you have a Mulva with bags on it, like you're asking to get PvP.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I would see that
100%.
be like, oh, yeah, that now belongs to me. I don't have enough horses to carry it all, but I'll figure it out.
could you imagine being in Wardens and just seeing like some noob like mining and he has a Mulva behind him and you're just like, I want to. God damn it, I can't. Like,
You know, when they
yeah.
come out, somebody's gonna think it's a good idea to take a Mulva up to the Tef Cave.
Oh,
Or
I'm
up to
sure
the
you'll
Tef
see
Crater.
it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you have like if you have like a group to transport it, and Mulvas have like how much? Do you know how much health they had in MO1?
I had no clue, dude. It's been too long.
I would think they have like upwards of like 700 HP or something, like 800 HP. I would imagine, just because of their size and bulkiness and shit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But
I mean, honestly though, with freaking the elephants, how disgusting their HP is now.
Isn't it like 1300?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like 1300 max level. Yeah, yeah, those are pretty tough. I wish you could put pack mules on like any animal. That'd be cool.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, I still want to see this claim that you're going to be able to have 3 people on one elephant.
Is that what he actually said? Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Man.
he
Like
did.
a
That'd be cool
platform.
as shit. Yeah.
Dude, just imagine a platform with like fat mages on the back with like fucking
Jesus.
mental projectiles going off and shit, dude. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah, no, I don't do good against mages. They freaking eat my lunch unless I'm on my mage.
Oh man, we were having a guild practice. Well, I shouldn't say guild. It was like because I'm in an alliance now. I don't know if you guys know or not, but I'm in an alliance now, and we were doing like a little alliance training, and the mages were actually turning the tide. I mean, they usually do with like healing, but like I mean, offensively speaking, like the mages were kind of turning the tide of a lot of fights. With like divers would dive in, and you would just get like fucking mage banged and just get so punished for it. Like,
I mean, honestly, with good mages, especially honestly, if they just use corrupt, you'd be really surprised how powerful that can be.
yeah, for sure. I see a lot of people, not just my guild, but in general, like when you corrupt someone as a mage, I feel like in their head they just get like scared. They're just like, oh fuck, like I'm getting targeted. I'm being looked at by a mage right now. I'm not
Yeah.
liking this. Usually they'll back off, like whatever situation, they'll kind of like take a step back and be like, oh fuck, what's going on here? Or maybe they think it's fulmination. I'm not really sure the mindset that the people have, but I can usually like corrupt someone and they'll just kind of like like back off a little bit or like start going back to their side or something. Kind of funny.
Yeah,
I love
anytime I see a
mage, man.
foam, I just literally say, it's like, well, this is gonna hurt really bad.
Yeah, for sure.
They're probably like, crap, my Panzer armor won't protect me against this.
Shit, my fucking 10 psych won't protect me from this. Fucking Augmere life, man.
Yeah.
I'm a tank until a fucking mage looks at me.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? God damn it, I had a question. I can't remember what it was. Have you guys gotten any really big fights or like good fights or anything since launch?
Nothing crazy. We were going through the spider cave by MK and found HOJ up in there though, and got an egg from him the other day. That was
Oh, didn't you post
Tuesday,
that?
I think. Yeah,
I saw
one
that
of the guys
post.
put it up
I
on
saw
there.
that. Wait, let me see if it's still on there or not. I do remember seeing that. That was funny.
Yeah, dude, the guys freaking went ham on that. And then we ran up to Hillspade, turned it in real quick, and um, I know the guys have been in a couple fights with like Decide content a couple times, but nothing like really big. Like it's been a lot of small scale fighting. That was the biggest one. I think it was. I think they had like 17, 18 dudes, and I think I brought 19, 20, and we lost one guy. One of my mages ended up getting killed by a spider while he was trying to run away and heal.
So how did that work? Did they had just killed the boss and you guys were already waiting, or you just happened to run into him?
So we were going down there and we saw there was already a bunch of bags and stuff like that. So I don't know if they had wiped or somebody else had wiped. So we just
Mhm.
kind of figured somebody was down there, and I guess they had killed the boss. A couple minutes later, we're just hanging down, or beforehand, we're just hanging out down there because we just run in there. I'm like, oh hey, these are people, and then I see the name. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Actually, wait,
It was a
we
good
ran
time.
into each other too, but we didn't end up fighting. Were you there?
The guy I was not there. I think either Hex
Okay.
or Papa was there. They told me about that. That we were like, you guys were like almost even. We just kind of looked at each other awkwardly and were like, okay, bye.
Yeah, because it was an Eastern Step Spider Cave, like right outside the entrance. I don't remember how many we have. I think you guys had a bit more. Yeah, that's what it just looked like based off like quick like glance. But like we had just like literally just pulled up to the Eastern Step Spider Cave because we were looking for PvP on our way to the troll. We had no intention of doing that spider cave. And we saw a guy who walked up, and then someone called out like, "Oh, we have a lot of people behind us!" Like, turn around, like immediately just ran down, and then it was like Chimera. I was like, "Oh shit, these guys are kind of cool. I'll see if I talk or we're just fighting or what." I like ran right into the middle of your group, like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, I think you guys had a lot. I want to say you guys had like 30, maybe 40, and then we had probably like 5 or 10 less than you guys. So if you were 30, we were like 20 or 25 or something like that. It just looked like you guys had a little bit more. And then I could feel the tension from both sides because my group was like, dude, let's fucking attack. And then I could feel the tension from your group because you're kind of confused, like hesitating to respond to me in VoIP. And they're like, oh, what's up, man? Hey, what's going on, Putz? Let me mute Discord real quick because they were probably screaming to attack. It was funny as shit, but we ended up you guys went into the cave, I think, and then we did the troll that was like right by the cave, and then and then we tried to find the one in Southern Step after that, and we couldn't find it for shit. Does there actual troll in Southern Step?
Let me look at the map.
Well, I
think
see
it
one
is.
on the map, but like when we went to go find it, we couldn't find it. It might have been down too, but we tried to look for it, we couldn't find it. It's supposed to be like right by that bandit camp on the map, but I'm not sure.
I think it's still there. It's a little goofy to get to, if I remember correctly, but I think it is.
Okay.
I've been there forever. Jesus, I haven't been there since we were living out of freaking Moki. God knows how long ago now.
Calhuna in chat is asking, he's curious how other guilds divvy up steel armor and weapons. Do they sell it to the guild members or hand them out depending on rank? How do you guys
I
like
mean,
distribute high-end loot, for example?
usually it's rank. I mean, steel realistically, once you get steel running, you and I both know it's really not that bad, nor really that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I tell the guys, use your steel weapons at your discretion, or use whatever you're more comfortable with. It honestly doesn't hurt my feelings for the guys to use even higher up guys weaker weapons, because then it forces you to be better versus having to kind of rely on having that steel. I mean, I literally, when that HOJ fight happened, I was literally wearing bone tissue because I didn't care, and I think I had like a malarium spear whenever we did that engagement and killed them.
Okay, I think he's more asking like, if you go and do the Spider Queen, right? There's only one egg. How would you hand that out to the guild? Like, how does your system work?
So I've got lead crafters, and then I have them in charge of everybody else and divvying up who gets what and assigning that for activity and stuff like that. It's typically how I base that on for like those kind of things that you need for like Ranger armor books, Draconic armor, which I love how it looks. Don't care
Mhm.
what anyone says. So I just set up lead guys throughout each one for like alchemy, armor crafting, and then they have their guys underneath, and I let them divvy it out to them.
Okay, so they kind of have like a priority of their own, of a list of people who are generally active or helpful or something like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There are guys that we know are skilled up and like bust their ass filling up tickets and things like that we have for armor requests and weapon requests, all that.
Because that's kind of what we do. So this guy, the Kahuna, is from my guild, and he's kind of wondering if like other guilds do it differently. But it's kind of like, it's almost like common sense, I think, that you would just like hand it out to people who are super active. I mean, because you could have like another situation where this guy's like super high ranked, but he like barely ever fucking plays. Like that would be horrible if I gave him like a super rare book and then he like never plays, or or versus like a new guy who just joined but he really wants the book versus someone who is active, has been here a while, is not going to leave the guild, sort of thing. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's only really that system that works across the board. Really, there's like, he's helpful. He's been here a while. He's earned he's earned it essentially. Even if he didn't physically go to the run, although I really try and get it to someone who physically went to the run, because that could obviously piss off a lot of people if he wasn't physically there, depending on what it is and how hard it is to get. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys do similar?
I think that's pretty much the system everybody uses.
Like in Bear, if you're a vet, you can make a ticket and request full set of steel and weapons and not be charged for it. Really? Just because you're a vet and not be charged for it? I'm so confused how that works.
I mean, a lot
think
of my guys,
Bear.
if they hit the rocks and give it to me, any of my armor crafters will make in the steel. Typically, we give out the free weapons. Armor, we don't. Typically, we want the guys to either give the equivalent granum or some kind of equivalent thing for a donation towards the guild before we do that.
No, but he was saying like, I don't think the guy did anything towards the steel. He just requests a ticket. But because he's a veteran and he's like a known PvPer or something, that he would get it. I'm kind of, I don't know if that would work very well. Maybe that's like in a close, like a smaller type guild. I don't know how that would work in like a guild my size. Yeah, like the sweats. Yeah. Because I don't think that would fly for a lot of like new players when they're like, okay, well, I'm doing all the farming. He gets this for free and then does what? It goes kills people. I want to go kill people. You know what I mean? I don't think that would make a lot of sense to a lot of people. I don't know. There might be more to it than that though, or something.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the way Chieftain is. I mean, Chieftain's very businesslike, so there's probably something involved there extra.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak too much on Bear because I don't know the ins and outs at all. But I know I've heard that they've been trying to tax guilds for like peace and stuff, which is totally makes sense and it's in their territory. So maybe they're drawing a lot of resources from a lot of different places rather than people just outright farming it. So maybe they have like resources to give out based on like the PvPers doing what they do, like controlling an area. Okay, well now this guild's gonna pay us to operate in this area, so now they have resources because of those PvPers to make steel or something. You know what I mean? That could be the back
but
end that we don't
the
know.
the other thing about that is, I mean, with TC not in place, yeah, I understand. Get with TC, absolutely charging people tax. But does that mean that Bear's then not going to attack these guys because they're charging them to have their houses in their area? That's the part that doesn't make sense because I've heard the same thing about that's how they're doing that up in the north. I haven't
Yeah.
had any issue been approached by it, but I just don't know how that works with them.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's why I don't want to like I don't want to put like words in like Chieftain or Bear's mouth or anything. So I'm not sure how they do it. I've just heard that like a guild was trying to get a nap with us because they want to leave that area because they were taxing them or trying to tax them or something. So who knows? But I mean that's interesting. I mean I hope we have more instances like that when TC comes out when there's clear lines of who owns what physically from mechanically in the game, and then you hear about okay, well guilds are over here they're taxing you 50% to do this versus this other place that's only taxing you like 10%, and they're nicer, they'll protect you. That shit's kind of interesting because then it makes the world feel more alive and different, and based on region.
Yeah, or for there to be an actual, reason to own an area
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
or
like
having
what's the
a
point in owning a
player-driven town.
castle?
Yeah.
Why do we own castles right now, dude?
You know,
Like,
I think I just cried a little bit on the inside. Do you realize, like, if the game went like how it should have went, like we would be in that 1 month time frame right now? Like Monday would be like the TC patch.
wait, what? I'm confused.
They were
Like,
saying within the month it was going to have TC,
yeah.
but
That was Hendrick's line. On 1 month after release, we'll have TC.
Oh,
So
did you say that? Oh,
yeah. So like we would be there right now.
yeah, that would be something. How was the TC system? Did it work nicely in MO1? I don't know. I never owned a castle or anything in MO1, so maybe I'm not the best person to speak about it.
I wasn't crazy about it either, but it was gross. I mean, you could build walls wherever you wanted to. People were walling off sections of the map, literally making priest traps where if you spawned a nearest priest, you'd end up in a room where you just died as soon as you spawned in,
Hmm.
and towers everywhere in glitch positions that you could never get to destroy. Like it would really gross in MO1 to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I had a little palisade on the waterfall by Bhakti, and I had like 3 little calc spines set up. First of all, that was a bitch to get done because the game was so fucking buggy. I had to get GMs to help me and shit. It was so wonky. But eventually I got it set up and it was like like they were self-mining mines, and I had like a little calcs business. I would sell it in Bhakti and shit. And then I got so burned out because I did it all solo that I quit and it all decayed and died after like a couple weeks. I was so burned out from building that fucking village solo. It was so bad. And then like I had people like somehow getting inside my walls and like using my bank and to like grief me, and it was so fucking weird. It was so weird.
MO1 was an interesting place.
Yeah, there was like a lot of bugs in MO1. Like a crazy amount that like never got fixed. Ever. Not saying it'll happen again, but that was just like an MO1 experience pretty much. Can't wait to actually have a mechanical reason to protect certain areas, control certain areas. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be really cool. If I don't know how they're gonna do it different from TC towers, we have to have some form of like a TC
I
tower.
feel like strongholds, honestly, because he's mentioned that strongholds may play a part in some kind of territory control aspect. So I don't know if it's going to be just the stronghold has a small area of influence or what, but he did mention that in one of the streams, I believe, that somehow strongholds are going to tie into that. Now,
I
if
mean,
I
it
could
makes
build
sense.
bank in a stronghold, that'd be great.
Yeah, like it should be like an outpost, like like a forward operating base, basically.
I'll be interested to see, like with TC, like what are those structures? Are those like supposed to be your siege camps if you're sieging a keep that they've spawned in right next to every single keep?
That's what I that was my understanding, is that was where it was either like a siege camp where you take siege out of, or it was a camp you had to destroy in order to nerf like the castle defenses of some sort. Because he would like he didn't I don't think he ever said ESO, but like it made me think of ESO where they had like the three, like the farm, the lumber mill, like the mine or whatever outside each of those castles in the Elder Scrolls Online like Imperial City shit. And if you didn't destroy those, the castles was extremely hard to take. Like the guards were buffed, the walls were buffed. But if you destroyed those camps, then it weakened like all the stats on the castle itself and had less guards, whatever. So that was kind of my understanding of why they were there. Um, and it makes me think more and more that that is how it's supposed to be, because like if you're supposed to buy siege equipment from these camps or whatever, some of the camps are extremely far away from the actual castle itself. Like the Eastern Step one, like there's a castle or like there's a siege camp like all the way up northeast near like the ruins that have like no function at all. And then there's a camp that's like way fucking closer to the castle. It's like, well, why would I use the one that's even further fucking away? Like it would make no sense to me. So
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to have an explanation as to what the hell those are supposed to be for, and like how
yeah,
that's supposed to work, or if it's going to be like some kind of guard hut that the keep owner can set up and have like guards that roam the territory, or what the hell,
right.
which would be super cool. I just don't know if the game will do that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's gonna be interesting for sure. So Chimera, you don't have a castle, correct?
No, we do not.
Are you aiming for one
Mm,
or
no, absolutely, we want to have a keep again.
do you know are you allowed to say which one you're aiming for or like top two or something?
But probably somewhere in the south, just around the collective area, just because I mean we've all got our we've got Legion and Integrity there, so somewhere along our allies, kind of looking at the same areas.
So
Because
there's only
reaching out.
two down in the south, really.
No, I know.
Okay. All right. Well, now we have our top two. There you go.
And I mean, if
Okay.
we move
Cool.
up north, we move up north. But I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, there's going to be a lot that happens when TC comes out. I think there's going to be quite a few keeps that end up getting hit the same day.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be
Oh
a
yeah,
fucking party day, dude.
I honestly just want to be a fly on the wall and watch what happens to top
yeah, it's gonna be
two.
so entertaining, bro.
I just want to be a fly on the wall for that, man. I'll literally just hit up my buddy Sloppy and be like, "Hey, man, can I just sit there and watch what's about to go down?"
Just fly around as GM and like God mode. Just watch all the scenes. It's gonna be so bad though, because we were talking before you came on about the servers can't even handle like 20 people on the screen right now. It's so
Dude,
bad.
like the last fight of beta that we had, whenever we got together as a collective and went over to freaking Madudu and broke the server. Like there was so many
Mhm.
people between you guys, uh, freaking Kodo and all them, and then our guys that we brought in. Like apparently people across the server were like, "Why is the game lagging so bad right now?"
Oh yeah, I felt it all the way in the east. I remember that day. Yeah.
Like it was freaking dumb. And I think what you guys have? Were you there for that, Mong?
I heard about it. I was working that day,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you guys had like 110 or something. We had like 70, 80, and like I wasn't there for that fight, but like a buddy of mine took a video and I was like, "This is atrocious.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is so bad."
I mean, I had a fight against TC the other day. We had like 7, they had 12, and the game literally broke. Like it
Really?
was like
We haven't had
it was
anything.
slideshow PvP. Like it was on main, and it was really bad.
Well, that was probably because there's so many people on main. I haven't even looked. What's been the average player count? Because I haven't looked since the game launched, and I got fed up for the first 2 weeks because of the queue.
I don't know. It's pretty much capped at all times, but I don't know what the cap is. So I think it's somewhere between 2 and 3K, for the main server at least. But I don't really know.
Yeah, I wish they'd like give us the exact number that their server can hold. Like,
Nope.
what can each one of them hold? Is it two? Is it 3,000? Because dude, like when I log on to main, because main server's mainly what I've been playing on, and when I go like travel the world, it just feels deserted. Like, and if it has a queue, it shouldn't be that way, you know. So like, it has to be like 2,000. I'm thinking. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would like to know that number though, you know.
it just. I mean, I understand why they kind of don't release the number though, because it would be. Imagine like how bad of the marketing would be if they announced like, okay, our server can hold up to 2-3K players right now. Like, is this an
Well, I mean,
MMO? Hello?
so right now in game allegedly is only 4,379 players.
Yeah, spread out across. Yeah, I'm so glad they're finally starting to take away those extra servers, dude.
Yeah, on the map it says 4.4K. So, yeah, I mean that's terrible for an MMO. An MMO that just launched. What did
I
New
mean, it
World have
was
almost a million?
yeah, but I mean that's Amazon, man. I mean that's big money. To be fair,
Right, but we're not even at 10K. We're not even at 1%.
it was so the highest. Hang on, pull this up again. I think it was like almost 10K is what we had like a month ago when the game launched. Yeah, we had 9,657 is the most so far that's ever been
Yeah,
online.
but again, that's only 1% at that point.
No, I know, and it was also I'm pretty sure that was whenever the queue was like, "You're just gonna sit here for 26 hours, and then I'm gonna kick you out of the game."
Yeah. And there's a 160 person queue right now. Someone just said.
What?
Yeah, so that's like 20 minutes or something. I don't know.
It
I mean, the
goes-
queues have been
goes
a lot
quick.
better. It has, but I mean, it's still like we shouldn't be having that kind of issue.
It's fucking
Yeah,
gross,
I
man.
mean, what are they gonna do if they, they do like go back to one server and there's like a spike of popularity with Mortal Online 2 again? Like, are we gonna be in the same boat? Like,
You know the answer to that. You don't. Come on.
Yeah, you don't
Like,
want
I
to. You
hate
don't
to
want to
say it,
hear
I
it.
really do because I love this game so much. But
no,
it's
dude.
probably gonna happen again. Like, especially if TC comes out, and like the first couple sieges, and like if that ever gets streamed, like a siege and what that takes, probably gonna have a burst of people try to come into the game.
Yep.
No, I think that would make people leave the game.
We may gain more than we lose. It depends on what guild gets hit and how hard. To be fair.
No, I just mean it'll probably be like slideshow PvP. That'd be like, what the fuck? I don't want to play this. Or maybe when we get a new continent and they show off like this super epic fucking trailer, no lag or anything in the trailer, people are
Well,
like,
I mean,
oh shit.
I mean, that's the thing. Into my understanding, whenever Sarduka came out, literally people would just go to Sarduka, farm, and then come back. Like no one really lived per se out of there. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was
I-
my understanding.
I think a few guilds did shift over, like ID shifted over to Sarduka fully and stuff like that. But I don't know. I stopped playing around that time, so I don't remember. I don't think they're going back to one server. I think the plan is to reduce down to one alt and then convert the alt to the new continent when it comes out. Yeah, that's what they've been saying, is that they're always going to have more than one server, but they're waiting for the continents. And as I've been hearing that they're trying to rush out the continent just to have like another server, which I think is
I mean,
horrible
I
mistake.
think it's a horrible mistake, but I also feel like I'm hoping they've been working on Sarduka this whole time, and that's going to be the easiest one for them to do because they already have the base groundwork together for it.
Just
It's
hate
just
it.
expounding upon it.
It's
I know, I
fucking like
agree.
desert shit. Like, come on. It's
I
like
want to go to the Northeast,
morbidility.
man. Right.
It's morbid.
I just want to go to. I want to go to Mordor, whatever it is in the Northeast where the Risers
Yeah.
live. I just want to go up there, dude. Just have fights and like surrounded by lava and freaking black rock all the time.
I want to fight Sauron, man.
I mean, it's the totally not black gates up there look really cool.
Yeah. Dude, have you been in the Minotaur dungeon?
Since the guys have, I haven't yet. I know they changed
Dude.
the layout. It looks super cool, dude.
Dude, they've changed so much of the dungeon. And you know what they added to it? Because you just mentioned the black gates. It literally legit is, they have art in there. Like the stairs going down is literally the Mines of Moria from Lord of the Rings. I
Is it
shit
really?
you not. It has like the sections of the stairs where it's like broken off on the pillars. Legit, it's the Mines of Moria. You go down there, you look at it, you take screenshots, and you go watch that movie. Guaranteed, it is 100% stolen from the Mines of Moria from Lord of the
That's
Rings.
amazing. I mean, that's like it's the black gates. Like it's 100% right there by GK. That's the black gates. It's exactly the same spires, the whole
Yeah.
9 yards. Like 100%. I can't believe they haven't been hit on that yet.
Dude, go into the Minotaur dungeon. I'm telling you. You go
I need
watch
to
the
check it out,
fucking
yeah.
the Fellowship of the Ring or whatever the fuck movie that falls under for the Mines of Moria. I'm telling you, it looks exactly the same. Like when they're jumping in the Lord of the Rings across those stairs and they're kind of like swinging and they hit the next stair and they jump. That whole stairwell is in the Minotaur dungeon. Not kidding. It's crazy. It looks so good. Don't get me wrong. Like it
Mhm,
looks
yeah.
fucking good, but it's 100% stolen. 100% in my mind. It's just stolen. Like looks exactly the
That's
same.
amazing. That's amazing.
I mean, the black gates are the same. Like 100% in my mind are stolen. Like it looks exactly the same. Like everything about it, except there's no orcs on the walls. That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
right. For now, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they did though. Whenever they open up that continent, is they load that fucker up with risers.
Yeah, I wonder when we're getting like dominated and fixed too, because there's still no young minotaurs to dominate. There's no.
I know, and he
You can't
literally
dominate
said
trolls.
it's taking low priority too, which pissed me off because one of my alts is a dominator, and I really want to
Right.
get into that.
Like,
And let alone the fact that he showed off Minotaur armor, and yet we can't even like dominate Minotaurs yet. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, what was that about? I missed that. So I only saw the picture. So is that for player minotaurs or is that just a new type of minotaur?
I think it was player Minotaur because he was talking about pet equipment whenever, or pet or whatever equipment whenever he showed that picture.
Dude, imagine where the fuck are we gonna get that book? Toxai?
Not, yeah, Toxai. Yeah, we gotta have something in Toxai. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna be in the Sheever Caves. Which what are they ever going to do to that, or just
That's,
stay an
that
empty
that
husk
makes
like
like
it's always been?
that would make no sense though from like a lore standpoint because the Minotaurs were dominated by the Ogmir and Shiver
It
Cave
would
and
have to be something if
Ogmir.
they opened up. Honestly, it would have to be something if they opened up the Mage Tower, which I'm hoping they do. I'm hoping that turns
Oh
into
yeah,
something.
that could like turn into its own little dungeon. Maybe have the book somewhere at the bottom or a drop or something.
Yeah, because right
That'd
now
be
it doesn't
interesting.
make sense for like the Bet Hagar to, because they've sealed themselves underground according to the lore. So it doesn't make
Mhm.
sense for the Bet Hagar lore, or not lore, but the faction standing to exist unless you can get into Mage Tower somehow. Because
Right.
otherwise, what continent has? Because I don't think they're. I think this is the continent they're from. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think this is their main con. They just live underground.
Yeah.
Like there's supposed to be a whole underground map, whatever you want to call it, labyrinth of like cities and shit, underneath Maryland that they live at, essentially. Because Mage Tower is supposed to connect to the Minotaur dungeon, which the Minotaur dungeon is just the entrance to the capital city of the Ogmir, and then that is supposed to connect to Tindrum, like the top of Tindrum. There's supposed to be like
Hmm.
a little doorway, a little gate where the ambassadors of each faction would meet
Yeah, and I think that
for
was actually
diplomacy.
in MO1. I think that there you could actually get into there, and I think there was something in there too. But
Okay.
I'm also like what they've written the lore out. How are they gonna? I mean, I know he's talked about the port's gonna come back, or the Mage Tower, whatever you want to call it, and Tindrum's gonna come back. I mean, you guys literally said though that it fell into the earth, so it's just magically gonna appear one day. And how are you gonna explain that?
I
Like
don't know, man.
you're putting yourself into a corner, Matt.
Yeah, I don't know. Like even the Tagmentons haven't really been explained or anything. I don't know if
Yeah,
they're gonna go
because I think
further with
that's
that.
yeah, because I think that's what's allegedly did the whole destruction of the world was them.
Yeah, the Tagmentons. They
Mhm.
rose up, basically killed all life on Maryland, is what the lore went by. Um,
It's fine. You
where'd
can't
they
kill one
go?
by
But
yourself or anything like that.
yeah, you can't even kill one. Oh man, dude. I was thinking we were gonna get Thorax at launch too for the world boss.
Hmm.
Yes,
Um,
dude.
because they were already teasing the Tagmatons even at that time. I was thinking it was gonna be we were getting Thorax, but I wonder what do you guys think they're gonna do first? Do you think it's gonna be Thorax, or do you think it's gonna be like the dragon, or
It'll be the dragon's a ways away. I think there's so much that's going to be involved because I mean, right now, can mobs even chase you past a node line?
right?
So I think we're a ways off from that. I think that's going to be something probably have to wait until after we do the transition to Unreal 5. So it's probably going to be something like that, or they're going to throw us like some Uber troll or something goofy.
Oh wait, you're talking about Mortal Online 3, bro.
Yeah, that's what we're getting boats.
Did both? God, if they had the
It
like
literally
bigger
turned into a
rivers,
joke. It was a freaking joke. That then he's like, you
okay,
know
I
what?
know,
Yeah, we're
but
doing that.
like they should like they need bigger rivers. Like boats would be so cool if they had like proper functionality, proper like traveling capabilities and stuff. But like the like Sausage Lake River doesn't connect anywhere that you could take a boat to sea or
No,
anything.
because
Like
there's too many waterfalls attached to it. Like, there's no way to get a boat even there because
yeah,
everywhere that it drops off, there's a waterfall.
yeah, sad man. Because like if like the rivers were bigger and like somehow went through the middle of Maryland and like up and down, whatever, you could have some cool shit. But I don't think boats will ever be super useful. Well, until we have
I
like
mean,
a lot of
except for getting to the
continents.
other continents, yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, that's the thing too, because I mean, you look underneath the Sarduca Bridge, it's literally a massive fault, and it drops like 300 feet or something goofy, which
Yeah.
I
How are
don't
you gonna get
understand
a
how
boat
that
down that
works.
side?
Yeah, right. And it's apparently the same thing on the east too, because I think they said that, like allegedly somehow the Shebra figured out a way to get past it, but like, how are you going to do that?
Yeah. That's weird. Well, we'll probably start wrapping it up here in like 19 minutes or so. Probably go for a little bit longer and end it at 6. Just FYI. Um I don't know what to talk about though. Have you guys seen any I asked Mongbaddy this. Have you seen any new big guilds since launch? Besides like Wolfpack, for example? Like any others?
I know there's Wolfpack. I haven't really seen anything else that's like super big and kind of caught my eye. I mean, there's a ton of new freaking guilds going on right now. There's the I can't pronounce them, but the Chinese Zerg that came in. There's like two of them that came in. I cannot remember their names. We were talking about them the other day.
It's CTSG?
It's CTSG, and there's another one I think starts with a Y, but I could be wrong. I saw them. I
Why?
haven't seen any huge numbers of them. I think the most I've seen is like 10 or 15, but That's what the Chinese do though. They typically whenever they bring people and they start a guild, they just get swarmed.
Well, I know there's a Koreans guild in MK, but they're
That's the
not
one that I was thinking of.
but they're not that big. It's called KRT. And they're only like 50 people like fully. So they're not
No, that's not bad.
big
Okay.
really even by normal standards.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've seen CTSG once, but that was back in beta and it was just one guy. I haven't seen like a Zerg. But then again, we have 5 fucking servers, so who fucking knows what's going on? Because
Yeah,
I
we
go
have
from
5
like
servers.
I go from alt 2 to alt 3 and like MK is vastly different. You don't see any of the same guilds because all guilds kind of stick to like, main and then one alt or whatever and they kind of just play those two. So like it's so weird to go like to a different alt and like see who's playing in your same city that you play in every single day but never see. It's so
No, I
odd,
know,
man.
absolutely. Well, I mean, that's like I was running a Boxy a little bit ago, and like I was in one of the servers, and like your average is like Hydra, just a couple Soko people, Safari and stuff like that in there, and then I switched to alts to do something. I think the guys are on a roam on a different one, and I log in, and all I see is sexy. That's literally all I see in town is sexy.
Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, it's kind of cool though too because then as a guild like that, if like you're a noob and you're like on alt 4 and the only people you see are sexy, it's like, well, shit, I want to join sexy. You kind of control the recruitment a little bit on that alt or
Yeah, no,
whatever.
absolutely.
So
And I mean, there's still going to be a lot of moving and shaking. The closer we get to, because you're not going to have all these smaller guilds being able to do what they've been doing. So once the closer we get to being back on a single server, I think there's going to be some moving around again when it comes out through the game.
yeah, I hope so, man. I'm ready to get back to contesting for resources and shit. My guys are getting like a little too PVE oriented for my taste. I
Mhm.
try and get them always trying to get them to come on realms and stuff like that. So I'm looking
I got
forward to
I got a good
the
crew that
harsh
wants
life.
to do nothing but fight. Yeah, I got a good crew that wants to do nothing but fight all
Oh,
day.
I have we changed our recruitment a bit in my guild. So like anyone who DMs me, like one of the only questions I ask them is like, we're a PvP oriented guild, right? And usually they say yeah because a lot of my guild ad is about PvP. Like I barely mention PvE, but like how do you like if like okay let's say like you're a PvP head and you like making steel, it's hard to sell someone like all right we're going on main, it's like but all 2 has nobody in MK, like how do you tell someone to not go hit rocks on a fucking empty ass server, you know what I mean, like it's hard to
Yeah,
do,
no,
like
you're not wrong.
I can't, what am I gonna say, like no fucking go die 3 times on the Calix River trying to get your fucking Calix, idiot. It's like
Yeah,
no, it doesn't
duh.
work
And
like
then
that.
you do that, and then you go to the Red Priest, and you'll be fine. It's just a 20-minute walk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just no, it's just like we just need the game's just not in a real state right now. It's like a dreamland. Like it's not facts. It's just like made up. I don't know how I'm saying this horribly, but you know what I mean.
No, you're absolutely right though. Like it's super goofy, man. Like I honestly don't know how long it's gonna take for any kind of like balance to reoccur within the game world right now.
Yeah. So it's like not an accurate representation of what we know it's going to be. Like it was in beta, like where guilds actually controlled towns to an extent, you know what I mean? Like there was actual fighting, there was actual contesting and shit like that. So
Oh yeah, because now I mean, you're playing in a town, you could be on one server that is completely getting griefed. You switch servers, and then you ain't got to worry about it anymore. You just go off and do whatever the hell you want. Or like you're an enemy faction, you're inside the town, and you can do whatever you want in somebody else's town at that point.
yeah, it's
Like
weird.
it's
And then
super
they
goofy.
fill their bank full of like, mats and stuff that they're gonna fight you with when the servers go back to one server.
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
that would have never been the case. It had been one server from the start, sort of thing,
Oh yeah, because I mean now you can get a hell of a bank in every single town. Like right now is the time to do it, and where you can just stock up with more than what you ever need, so you can roam anywhere, and no matter where you die or get killed, as long as you get into town, you can re-gear and go right back out and fight.
Yep. Where's the closest red priest to Bhakti?
Like I think it's on the southern step. Like it's way the hell away, dude.
Oh, it's the same one, the Moki one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh no. Wait, is there one there's one by Bhakti Castle on the map. Is that one not there?
Well, I think that's just the one. Oh yeah, there is that boxy red priest that's over there. Yeah, so I mean it's still a hike though. Like that's a lot further distance when you
Okay,
think it
hold
is.
on. You think that's look at Central Step Priest to MK. Look
I
at
mean,
that
as much as
shit.
I love MK, I'm not ever going back to MK.
Look at the fucking Oh, I'm gonna put this on the screen because this shit's ridiculous. Look, so this is MK, and you have to go to this priest. This is the closest priest. So not only you have to go all the way up this river, all the way up this river, do this whole fucking road, and then this is the Bhakti one. Here's Bhakti. Here's the red priest. You have to do this little ass road.
No, it's fine.
Talking
You're
to
not
me
out in
about
the open when you're running back to MK. You'll be fine. I promise. It's cool. You'll be
Jesus
okay.
Christ, dude. That's bullshit.
Just go
Fucking
jump in the
pissing me
river
off.
and just swim your ass home. It's fine.
Just swim your ass off. Yeah, there's not like 5 fucking waterfalls between those two, by the way.
As long as you land in the water, it's perfectly fine, dude.
Oh god. It's so bad, man. It's so
Yeah, no, they need to fix that. I mean, like, the answer is definitely not putting freaking red priests in front of keeps. Like, that's not the answer. And that's I don't even know what's that even fixing realistically, because there's no point to even live out of your keep right now other than like you can
yeah.
store stuff there and that's cool. And you can like throw stuff in a furnace and make some armor and weapons, but I mean you can't make steel because you still have to throw stuff in a crusher and a grinder. Let
Yeah, I
alone
mean,
who wants to do that? Give me an tractor.
he said they were adding a portable crusher grinder, or I remember it was something that wasn't the campfire, but something portable soon. But
Yeah, I
I
thought he
can't
was like
remember.
talking about not doing portables and making it something attached to PC though. But it's there's been so much stuff back and forth on all of that. Like it's a lot of reading in between the lines.
Yeah, for sure. Mong, you okay?
I'm good, man.
Just chilling, bro.
Smoking, doing a little bit of smoking.
Yeah, man, for sure. When do you guys think we'll get Siege? Just like a guess.
Mm,
6 months.
I'm gonna be optimistic and say 3 months.
I
My
don't know,
money's on
man.
6. I
Yeah,
definitely
we haven't
do.
even got
My
one
money's on
content
6.
patch. We haven't even got one content patch since launch.
Dude, like
Yeah, we
literally,
did. I'm able to play the game. That's a content patch.
dude,
That's
if
fair.
they take 6 months, the game's gonna be dead by the time that freaking arrives.
Yeah, I mean,
How
I
are
really hope it doesn't. I'm hoping they pump out a lot more like things to do versus before TC. I'll hate it. I'll be pissed if it takes 6 months. But I mean, I'll have a hell of a freaking accruement of all the things in the world. And then whenever that's the other thing. If there's stuff inside the keep that you take, is that not going to belong to you? Or is it going to be like a house where you say and you're going to have 24 hours to get your shit out of there?
you guys think they'll like add like benefits to owning a castle before they add Siege? Like let's say you can upgrade your castle and you can buy certain things or whatever, like some sort of benefit for the people who rush the castle before Siege, or do you think they would come out around the same time, like the same patch?
I think probably the same patch, honestly. And I really hope they also make it to where it's if they make it so that you have to have something like you can't just go out and like build a catapult or Mangan, whatever the hell you want. I hope they either tie it to keeps and strongholds or they tie it somewhere out in the worlds. Because if they make it so only keep owners can build it, it's going to be miserable.
Isn't that how they had it in MO1 at some point at least?
I think so, but strongholds weren't a thing then as well either. And I mean, if they're going to be that invested into building something like a stronghold, you should have that benefit as well. I would think.
I wonder how they're gonna do boulders too, because we don't even have Mulvas for carrying boulders. Like that whole system, I don't even know how it's gonna work without Mulvas. Imagine doing the same logistics you did with a Mulva on a horse. Oh man,
I
God.
don't want to. Well, I hope there's more than just catapults too. I hope like they actually do like some literal siege equipment versus just
Yeah, I hope we have
let
like
me put
battering
this catapult
rams.
literally right here in front of the wall, and then I'm just gonna have some nerd sit there on a free account and shoot it.
Yeah. Well, there's no free accounts. What do you mean?
No, but I mean I know, but I mean that's how it was 90
Oh yeah,
times
yeah.
out of 10. That was your boulder carriers, the free accounts.
Yeah, you had like accounts logged off with Mulvas full of boulders and shit. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I would love to see like some battering rams or maybe some fire arrows as like an introductory, kind of like siege weapon. Something to take out houses with and stuff, like lower tier stuff, and then they kind of build up their siege equipment. Because they're gonna have there's no test server, right? As far as we know. There's no public test server, I should say. And so I don't really know how the stuff's gonna get tested if they just throw it into the game, you know what I mean? So they have to kind of like
Us.
inch it in. Yeah, but I mean
Us.
like I don't know. It just seems weird. Like they're gonna add like hopefully they don't start with like trebuchets or something that's gonna cost like a shit ton, but is like an in-game siege weapon, and then it just doesn't fucking work, and you have all these guilds investing into it because they need to like siege stuff. You know what I mean?
No,
They would have to ease into it. Like start with fire arrows, then maybe some sort of like battering ram, whether it's handheld or like like something you move with a group, or then like a group one, and then like a catapult, trebuchet, ballista, whatever the fuck.
no. Or just let me stick a freaking elephant on somebody's house or a gate.
I thought that would be pretty cool too. Like
Mm,
if like elephants were like 1/10 of the strength of a battering ram, but like they did some damage. So then you could, if you had like the capability to have multiple elephants like sieging someone's gate, like it could be done. It just took a hell of a lot longer. I think adding more variety options like that would be cool.
I was actually expecting the elephants when I first saw them. I was expecting them to be, part of like the sieging and stuff. It's kind of disappointed when I saw that. Apparently, that's not the case.
Or maybe even like trolls, because trolls are fucking mad. They could hit a fucking
Mhm.
gate open, you know? Maybe if they could like do damage to like structures too, that'd be cool. Once they ever fucking work, of course, but damn. How do you think trolls are gonna work, man? As a pet?
We should have already known that answer.
Yeah, they're in Haven. They show them dominated in Haven, but we don't know
Yeah,
any
that is
info.
bullshit. That makes me so mad. I saw that whenever I first launched, and after they did that, I was like, dude, get out of here. Like, you can't even do that. Like, that's such bullshit to show that off right now.
Dude, imagine being a new player and like you log into the game and you wander outside Haven, you see that trail, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna be that. And you like make your build and then you find out it's not even possible.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
It's like,
I
dude.
think I think what they'll do, they'll take a book out of the Arc, and if you guys ever played Arc, when you would tame a Giga, and it would just become super nerfed as like a pet versus like when it was in the wild. Like you'll probably have like a troll, same size and everything, but he'll probably do like half the damage and maybe have like 1/5 of the HP or something, just because it's now like domesticated or some shit. Um, if they do that, like they do some version of that to make it, um, you know, like viable in PvP, because you don't want like someone just to have a troll and like it's an instant win. Like, because white bear used to be like that too, and that was horrible, right? You just put the bear on someone and it was like they were dead. You couldn't do anything about it.
No, you just put pet bags on the bear, and then it was immortal.
Oh yeah, the horse armor on the bear.
It was so gross. Somebody freaking did that inside of Bhakti. It was the funniest thing in the world, to be fair. Like, somebody unleashed one into the middle of Bhakti, and we're all running around. It's like every single guard in town is chasing this thing, doing nothing to it, including the lictors.
Wait, were people flagging and the guards weren't getting on them too? Next to the
No,
bear?
no, they unleashed the bear, so they got rid of it. So it was just a loose, random white bear because it lost loyalty, and it started attacking random players in town.
Oh, I know, but I'm sure like if all the guards were on the bear, someone could flag, and would the guards switch, because the guards don't really switch targets.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think so. I think that
Oh
a
man.
couple people went great. I ran like I was a child. I literally jumped behind because I have an augmere, so I literally jumped behind the bank, and the bear still got me. And then I finally like jumped my way up onto a roof somewhere and sat there staring. I was like, "There's nothing I can do right now but watch and laugh."
Yeah, that did happen in Medoli. Someone let loose a tour dog with bags, and all the guards was on it. And of course, miscreants being miscreants, they got to take advantage of that.
Yeah. So what? The bags made it so the guards couldn't kill it? Is that what you're saying?
It made its defense something obnoxious. The only way to kill it was magic. Like literally, a lictor could sit there and hit it for like 30 minutes, and it wouldn't kill it.
What the hell? That's
Like it
weird.
was a bad glitch for
When
a
was this?
while.
This was in beta?
Yeah, this was beta.
Oh, okay. I think I might have missed that era. I mean, I
Yeah, I mean,
remember
it was
people in
funny.
and people in Fav would release the bear, and the guards couldn't kill it, and it would just you would have to kill it as a player. But I never heard
No,
about
it
the
was whenever.
armor thing.
Yeah, it was whenever Horse Armor first came out. You could put it in the slot on the bear, and it would on
Mm,
any pet. You couldn't stable at that point though. That was the thing. You could not stable it anymore. So if it died, it died. But it was freaking obnoxious to try to kill. You had to kill it with mages. There was no other way really.
gotcha. Yeah, I do. I remember that. I gotcha.
Hell, I
And
still remember the neon armor, man. That was my favorite. I don't know why we ever got rid of it.
oh yeah, that was crazy. I wonder. That was such a cool visual bug, though. I actually really
No,
enjoyed
it
the armor.
was. I literally just used to ride around on that. I was like, whatever, man. You can see me from far away. I don't even care. This is hilarious. I got a rave party going on.
Someone said, "Hey, I'm enjoying this podcast. Give me something to listen to when killing bandits." Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh, if they had like sorry, I'm going back to the boats, but boats could be so cool if like there was actual places to use them. Like if they had treasure sites out in the water, and like different like mobs out in the water and shit, like things to do out in the water. It'd be so cool if you could like pull up on someone else's boat and like fucking like black flag their ass like on Assassin's Creed, and just like harpoon their boat and like board them and shit and take their boat from them and shit. That would be fucking cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, right now we do. At least we do have 3 ports. So I mean, you've got GK as the red port, then you've got Toxai and Madudu.
Well, we have that other port near Hespelia, don't we?
Yeah, it's a bandit camp. I mean, I guess technically it is, but it's a bandit camp.
Okay, well, that's fair. Yeah, so we have like 3. Okay.
And then if allegedly they're going to bring back the Tintrum harbor, so I guess that'll give us 4. But that's the other thing.
Yeah. I forgot about that too. Yeah.
I mean, that still only leaves us 1 lawless town that has a port, though, which is, I don't know. That seems kind of weird to me.
Yeah, it kind of seems a shame we don't have any in the south either. What happens when you go to the south? You know what I mean?
Then you just got mountains and you got a beach. I mean, the beach is pretty.
Yeah, you would think there would be like settlements down there. I mean, I know it's pretty like hostile and shit, but like, it's just absolutely fucking beautiful. I would go build a village down there if I lived in these times.
Oh, it is. The water's so pretty, dude. Like, it really is.
It'd be so
like,
easy
they did
to
a really
live.
good job on that.
Yeah, like, I don't even understand how people live in the steppes. Like, it's like barren as fuck for animals. I mean, you got like wild
You got rabbits. It's fine.
Are there rabbits other places? I've only seen them in the steppes.
That's the only place I've seen them is in Central Steppe.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, boys. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Do you guys have anything, last words you want to talk about or anything?
My last words would definitely be revert the red priest change. Thank you.
Any from you, Rev?
I'll second that. I mean, revert that or make it so it's actually physically possible to not want to hate yourself trying to run a standing. I mean, the only way to do it, even if you do the special officer one, it only gives you 3 standing. But the potential to get 3 standing. I mean, something's got to be done there because that walks way too much if you're a freaking red player. And the first war that comes out, everyone is going to be a red player.
Right. Well, either that or put spiritism like not behind 2 fucking bosses. Then every guild can just have someone who can res people. Maybe that would be another option if you want to like kind of punish small red guilds. But like if you have the capability,
such a wall right now, like a crazy ass.
It's fucking stupid, man. But
dude, that got to be really rich and just buy a bunch of boxes.
It's stupid though, because then what do you do with the empty ones? Like, what am I gonna keep these for like a month before I have the shit to fill it? Like, it's stupid. Not realistic, But
no, it's definitely not.
But yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. We'll try and do another one next week. So, hopefully you guys will be in chat or whatever. I'll see you guys there.
Yeah, definitely. Let me know. Hopefully I won't have to deal with the fun that I did today.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm gonna head out. Okay.
Yeah.
Take it easy, guys.
All right. Peace. Alrighty, boys. So basically, we're gonna call it here. Bruce Lee, what up, man? Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Appreciate it. I didn't even know you were in here, dude. Shit, man. Bruce Lee, you should come on next week. I would love to have a talk with you about Odin Seed and stuff, man. I'm really interested in your guild. I watch your stream at night sometimes. I love your RP voice, dude. You have a really good RP voice. I wish I had a voice like yours, man. Be good stuff. But yeah, if you're down to come next week, Bruce Lee, I'd love to have you on, man. All right, we're gonna look for someone to raid real quick, guys. To get them some extra viewers. Let's see who's streaming real quick. Let's see. So, oh, my boy Caps. Okay, that's an easy one. I'll raid Caps. Love Caps. All right, guys, stay with me here. I'm gonna go ahead and send a raid over to Caps. Thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it what it